Hey guys, before the video starts and stuff, and before y'all get to enjoy it, y'all can go ahead and put your headphones in now. This is for anyone and everyone that's at work and gonna do something. I'm sorry about the ads, I guess, in the beginning. I don't know, but maybe you might not even get them. But I do want to advertise something here, okay? As you can see, I have, a little bit. It's eight. Don't worry about this. Eight. You know, two down there. Let's see. Right, yeah, two right here. All this, and then we got a little bit more. So we can say that I do like sparkling water a little bit. So with that being said, if any of y'all know any ways I can get sponsored by them, might even do an affiliate or something that someone may know about for sparkling water. Cool beans. But besides that, I hope y'all enjoy the video. And also, if y'all want me to, I can do a what if Deku was the only guy with a quirk evil version. It's the most popular what if on the channel. That's why I'm going to go ahead and upload the old version of it. Just for everyone that wanted to see that all in one go. And for everyone that'll be able to see it. So, old version, people know there's going to be a new version. Brings more people in. Simple. But besides that, catch y'all later. And don't worry about actually watching the video. I did do this video back in the time when I was actually showing my face. So y'all might get some references or where I'm saying, if they did like this, as you can see, or something like that. But besides that, y'all enjoy. Y'all have a good one and keep the grind up. All right, I'm back with another video. And this video, look, man, a subscriber said, "Hey, what if Deku was the only guy or only boy with a quirk?" Now, the only way I can feasibly make that one work is if I gender bend every other person to the point where he's the only guy in the main storyline, right? And I couldn't really see it having any foundation because I'm not trying to do like a 100% fan fiction just yet. I want to do it where it's like a what if this happened? How would this play out and then, right? So how this will work is guys have quirks too, but since they don't have the estrogen gene, since they don't have the estrogen gene, they're not able to use their quirk. So this way, everyone else in canon can still have all their quirks. The only difference is they're all going to be females. And how this story plays out is, Bakuko? Bakuko? Is that a female's name? Bakuko? She's still loud and extra just like Bakugo was. And everything's going to pretty much be the same. But the thing that's different is there's a different fight that Deku has to fight. They're like, you can't be a hero. You're a guy. Guys don't have quirks. And he's just like, So instead of doing all this stuff, he trains from like a very young age. He goes to martial arts. And the thing is, this guy is female dom heavy. Poor society. Female dom heavy kind of society. And I don't necessarily mean that in a sexual way. Just the guys are the supporters and the females are the providers. It's kind of backwards. Anywho, so this is happening and stuff, but Deku on the other, he said, fuck that. He finds out. He goes to places. His mom knows this is what he wanted to do since day one. So he goes to different places. He tries to find a teacher. He finds a teacher off in the mountains. And this teacher, I don't want to say too much or specify on the training on this one too much, but how I'm going to do this is around 6, right before middle school started, or somewhere around the middle school era or whatever, or during the summer, he does a lot of training. And he's off in the mountaintops with one of his senseis. He's teaching them sword, katana, sword, nunchucks, all the types of weapons. hand-to-hand combat. He's doing iron shirt, iron legs, and what those are, for those people that don't know, is basically it's a martial arts principle or practice that you basically hit yourself enough times in certain fashions, not just like, but in certain fashions to where you strengthen your bones beyond all measure. But they have people with quirks there, so he's able to get hit with these quirks, and then someone else is over there to heal him up so he can, repair a lot faster. And he's just determined. Like, he's doing training, he's doing push-ups, he's doing sit-ups. He is doing it the most. And then he does discover he has a quirk, but he stays quirkless for a really long time because the quirk he has is a secret quirk. And it took me a minute, but I figured what it could be. Cancellation. The quirk is, well, if this was like the anime, cancellation. It allows you to cancel out any opponent's quirks. It doesn't matter if it's a physical type quirk. It doesn't matter what it is. It's a full, complete, utter cancellation. And you don't need the sight to see the person. It's like an aura that he emits off. It has an effect. It sometimes takes a minute to get to his opponent. But if he makes pure contact, your quirks cancel it out until he says otherwise, to an extent. Like, it's not just like instantly OP, but he's OP in the fact of, if they both canceled out, then it would be up to hand. So now he's going to be OP due to the simple fact of he has hand-to-hand combat. You get what I mean? That's where he's gonna be OP in the slightest sense, if that makes any sense. So how I'm gonna do the story is he comes back after some time. Middle school is a thing, Uraraka's still gonna play a part in the story. He sees a villain. It's rampaging. All the guys are running. All the girls are running. Where are the heroes? Where are the heroes? And he walks. And it's on that anime flow too, where he comes in, he's walking and everything, where he has like this robe around him, like that samurai that's been traveling land. He comes in and looks at it. And this is like a big giant villain, like, and he has an enhancement quirk of enlargement. He's like, you better get out of my way, kid. And this is a female, an ugly female, because females are the only thing that have quirks. You better get out of my way, kid. You're a puny, weak man. All of y'all deserve to be squashed under our feet. You are an insect to me. I thought the world might change a little bit, ever since I left it, but no, it didn't. That's unfortunate. And he knows he can't pull out his sword and start cutting because he doesn't have a hero license. So what he does instead was he mumbles. She's like, what are you mumbling? Cancellation. And then the creature, the female, starts shrinking back into like a blonde, middle-aged S form. Still looks decently okay. And then he jumps like with his dummy speed. He digs his foot into the ground and he pushes and then knocks her out, ties her up, and then takes her to the police station. Or at least some heroes appear. Like, all the heroes in canon are still a thing. They're just the opposite sex. So like, this may become a harem. What if? Not intentionally, but this was the only way I could see it, to where it's like, I have some basis. You know what I'm saying? So how we're doing that now is he does that, and then he goes to school as per usual, and then everyone's surprised, like, UA, Deku, UA. Everyone's bugging out. Everyone's laughing. You need a quirk, right? I'm strong enough. And so this Bakugo is a little different, to the fact is she's not necessarily mean to Deku, but she's just like really straightforward and really aggressive, right? She's like, you can't. So after class or whatever, she's like, you can't do that. Like, you'll get killed or like crushed. Like, why? Why would you do this to yourself? Like, but also he does have really baggy clothes, so nobody knows what he has underneath. He's like, why would you do that to yourself? Like, Kanchan, listen, I'm okay. I'm not the same boy that I used to be back in middle school. Well, not middle school, but back in kindergarten. Like, calm down. I'm good. I got it. All right, meet me at my house later on tonight. And no, they're not fucking. Meet me at my house later on tonight, and we'll test that theory. At your funeral, she feels sorry for him. Then she talks to her mom and dad. She's like, hey, if he really wants to do it, let him do it. But I just don't want him to get hurt. And yes, there is some romance in the air. There is some feelings. Am I gonna go that direction? I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to force Deku X Bakugo on anything. But I'm just playing the story out how I would see it kind of play out. Because if the gender bends typically be the opposite the way the character is. For example, Luffy, he loves meat. But if he was a female, would he love vegetables? No one make a sex joke in the comment, for the love of God. Anywho, so they meet up. And this is where I'm about to end it too. They meet up or whatever. And this is where he's like, all right, I'm not going to hold back. He said, go ahead. And he doesn't use his calculation quirk because he's been watching her since day one. Like when he visualized victory or like victory or awesomeness, he sees her at the pinnacle. Plus, Eraserhead and All Might. That's a female now, but that's a different story. And so how this plays out is she goes in. The parents are watching, but they, they're like, okay, don't be too reckless out there now. And so she goes in for an explosive attack. He's just like slow. And then like he moves, but it almost looks like time slowed down. Hits her a good 3 times. It's kind of like on that Jiren flow. So she's like beep, 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 beep. She's like, oh, okay. Okay, maybe you just got a little faster. Okay. So she gets ready, takes a better stance, and then propels herself with her own explosions. Spins up, does like a Kamehameha like S, like Kamehameha S like explosion, kind of where she's cuffing her hands up, building up all the sweat on her body, and just releasing it in a mighty blow. And then he stands there, laughs, boom. Okay, that should stop you from doing something really stupid. He like steps, and he's like towering over her, just like, listen, pats her on the head, listen. How many times do you think you would have died just now? He has his like finger just right on her chest, no pun intended. And like he's implying that if I wanted to, I could easily just thrust one good time and you would be dead. And like he's saying this with bass in his voice and high amounts of intimidation. And she's like, you don't have a quirk. Well, you're half right. I don't have a super uber strong quirk. And now I'm not gonna say he's the only person with the quirk. I'm just gonna say he's one of the few select people with a quirk. I might actually change the gender and keep all my regular potentially. You gotta see how this plays out. Because I think I might have just came up with a better idea mid-video. But that's where I'm going to end it if Deku was a... I'm going to just say Deku, the only person that has a quirk, or the only boy that has a quirk. So this way it has a little decent title. Hope y'all enjoy. Welcome to the family. People that do and will subscribe and like, dislike. Tell me what you know what to do. Okay, take 3. How the calculation is gonna work, we're gonna start that off with that is it can also affect body parts. Level 2 of it can cancel out his legs, right? So level 1 cancels out the quirk, level 2 cancels out the parts that operate the quirk. That'll play a big factor later. So everything that I talked about in my previous video, I had to rewatch it like 30 times, is a good chunk of it it happened outside of canon, like during the time period. The sludge villain attack, it doesn't happen. She take care of the villain All Might, like is all needed. But we're gonna go ahead and skip it and go straight into like their license and get not the license, the entrance exam. So how this plays out is, yes, he already met Uraraka. The only reason he fell was because he was doing some image training a little too hard, and he lost awareness of his surroundings. She helps him out. He kind of got juiced. He thought he was doing some fancy ability. He thought he was doing some god tier, like, I've achieved it, sensei. Like, he was feeling good about it. He does good on the test, and we're gonna get straight into the fight. Not the fight, but like the robots and all that good jazz, right? And how this is gonna play out is pretty much in the sense of he's throwing all the good hands. He's able to break the robots. He's able to use chi. Chi's energy. It's like Dragon Ball Z's Kai. It's Nin, chakra, whatever source of energy you want to call it. He's not gonna do too. That's not his focus point, but that's just one of the things he can do. So he's not completely powerless per se. So he's breaking robots. The 0-point robot comes in. He's got a good amount of points. Everyone else is running away. He charges up. I'm not gonna lie to you, reflex. This is pretty much a coming out. I'm not gonna lie. That's the only way I could describe this blast. Time slows down. He concentrates, uses all his energy, and just decks his robot in the face. But it's not like a planetary Kamehameha or anything. It's just like a dummy good clean blast. And he realizes the robot's not falling the right way. The robot stepped at an angle and it's falling down towards him. So he looks at Uraraka and is like, crap. Future me problem. Get her. Fly into the air. Yep. I'm doing it. That's smart. I'm doing it. So he like, pew, grabs her. Pew, goes up. Like he grabs her or whatever. But like he shoots off. Pretty much using the air and just pushing it. And he's like, so you want to make us float? She's bugging out like, why did you not think about this in advance? Like, what's going on? Hey, listen, it was past me decisions, all right? He said, get up here. We're up here now. It's kind of me. I'm future me. I have problems I need solving. Are you gonna be the solution or are you gonna be the problem? Like, come on. So eventually she makes them float. They're all good. He gets in. He's the only guy here. Females are curious. They had to make some new exceptions, had to make some small building. Basically, he kind of gets his own dorm. Early on. It's going to be built around the foundation where the other dorm will be, but he has the first one. And so, his dorm's built or whatever. He has his own room, so, they give him a little extra time to get to class. I don't know how far he would be, but it wouldn't be too far. They do all the tests for the quirks and stuff, like per normal, like in canon. He does fairly decent on most of them, far enough from where he won't fail or anything. Like, he's in 4th, 3rd, 5th. He's in top tier. He's not going all out, though. If he was going all out, I'll say he'd be in the top 3. But he's not going all out. He's just doing just enough to pass. He learned something from one of his senseis is you don't always need to do your best at all times. You only need to save that particular amount of energy for when it counts the most to maximize your efficiency. Me personally wouldn't live by that motto, but if it works, it works. Then we're gonna go ahead and go to where they're like pretty much duking it out with like each other. The villains, like they're acting like villains and stuff. And Kachan, or the female version of Bakugo. Most of this happens similar to canon, but he busts out his quirk, he cracks neck. Cancellation, stage 1. She goes in for an explosion. He's like, your hand smells nice. Is this some new perfume? Jumps back. Tries it again. He said, stage 2. Arms stop working. So, high five? High five? He's just kind of clowning her now, like, you told me I can't do something. I'm gonna do it. And you're gonna know this. It's kind of more like he's just a mean middle finger, just, So she's like dummy confused. She's trying to fight. Uraraka already went to go talk to Ida, female Ida. And they're doing their ordeal, and he's duking it out. Having a good old time. Just a dab. Kill it. He's just playing around with her. Alright, I'm bored now. Leaves her. Punches her in the gut though. Like he runs away, turns back around, punches her in the gut, wraps the little ordeal around. He eventually makes it to the top floor. They're kind of struggling to figure out what they're gonna do. Meanwhile, they're struggling to do all that. Deku just hits the mean touch. I win. So that mainly happens similar to canon, just without a lot of destruction and a lot of boom bam. And then we're gonna go ahead and go into the USJ attack, and this plays out big body difference than it did in canon. They don't get separates. The villains come and attack. Eraserhead goes straight in for the kill. She's like gunning it. She's going in hard. No one makes a joke. And they don't get separated because Deku just says stage 2, and the portal guy just can't move. Like he doesn't go back to his normal form. He just can't move. He's stuck. So with them being stuck and stuff, he just kind of looks at him and kicks the dude at a reflex. Like you don't have a bomb near your homies, so he kicks the dude, and he's a little almost outside his range, but he isn't. This version of Deku has not met All Might or All Her Might, or just say All Might. Hasn't met All Might, not yet at least. He's come in to say hi and that type of stuff, but he's not the biggest fan. Like he still, glorifies All Might and stuff, but he respects heroes more like Eraserhead and all these other types of heroes because they don't have a physical enhancement quirk. And then the fighting goes not per usual. Deku's actually helping Eraserhead. He's just canceling them out. Like when he's like, go ahead and blink. I know you have a time limit. Blinks, boom, boom. And then Eraserhead takes little to no damage at all when it comes to this. And so while this is happening, Ida is just booking and trying to go get some help. And when Shigaraki, I want to say, I don't remember what his name was. I'll just say the dude with all the hands. He comes in trying to mess with Eraserhead, and Deku's like, "You're cute. We're not having any of that." So he just boxes dude in the head, but he does a couple of little combos, and he's like, "Well," he looks at Eraserhead. "Do I have permission to use my quirks and all my weapons?" Which he got these weapons certified already. Here he got all that paperwork taken care of. And he said, "Yes, I give you full permission to use your quirks and all your stuff." So he's just going ham. He's hitting this dude with nunchucks, and he got a couple of small shurikens, blades, and everything. He takes this dude and basically kicks him pretty far away from a good little distance. Then he's like, "All right, I'll just bring out the Nomu." And since the dude with the portals got kicked out just far enough from Deku's range, he's able to bring out the Nomu. Or we can even say he brought the Nomus when they pulled up, just for no plot holes. The Nomu pulls up all ugly and angry, about to mess up Eraserhead, and Deku's like stage 3. Which there is no stage 3, but it sounded dummy cool if it's just stage 3. It's an absolute cancel. Everyone there can't use their quirk. It's hard to maintain, but no one can use their quirks. Everyone's just like... And no one can move neither. So everyone's just kind of like, well, not everyone. Like some people, if they're like Uraraka, she can still move. She just can't kind of move her fingertips a little bit. So it's not like everyone can't move. He goes up to the Nomu, grabs out Katana, and just starts slicing like this is just the pie, and it's a birthday. Just pie and birthday. I meant birthday cake, but I digress. So he goes into town and just starts slashing, trying to figure out how to kill this thing, basically. And it was a little struggle, but he was able to do it since he didn't have any shock resorption and couldn't move for the most part since his whole body is practically quirks and stuff.
he could even put up a fight, but it wasn't much of a fight. Most of his main things were taken away from him. So he slices and dices. The heroes get here. Deku has to turn off his cancellation quirk because they got here. And so the heroes get here. They pull up. They like, yeah, we here's now. And they retreat as per usual. Everything Skittles and rainbows. And people are kind of bugging out like, damn. Deku is kind of strong. Damn, is he single? He got a dorm. I might be able to slide by his place. Like, everybody kind of just bugging out on your boy. Everybody just like, damn. So, nothing too special happens. He's at his dorm. They have to deal with the media and all this stuff. But since no one got hurt, the media and press aren't on them is bad. You know what I'm saying? So, it's not as, like, big where everyone was like, oh, God, I can't believe this happened. Deku just kind of went with them and let them tell their story, and they were like, we were quick to act and we took care of this. Like, this is no games. We're not playing no games around here. All right, we do business. Just flexing a little, even though if it wasn't for Deku, a lot of things would have been different. And now we would pretty much get on to when he's at his dorm and he's chilling. He hears the doorbell. He's like, grabs blade, switches it around, ready to stab something. Like, I dare something to be around this corner. Opens it up, sees most of the classmates. Puts knife, even sees Bakugo. And everyone's just kind of like, we put together a little. Everyone has their own little gift, but it's like a little gift basket. Like, we thank you for helping us out, and we really appreciate it. Like, if it wasn't for you, blah blah blah. Even though you're a guy and you have a quirk and stuff, we still want you to know you're welcome here, and we'll all treat you fairly. Like, they're just being really nice about it and being real genuine. And he's like, all right, opens door, come on. Oh no, that's okay. Looks at them with a diff stare. Oh, so you don't want to extend my hospitality. So you're saying I'm not good enough. Like, he's just messing with them. And they're all eventually inside. And they're all just like, well, this is my boy's house or room. They're just kind of bugging out. He said, listen, you can't tell Azawa that this happened because technically none of y'all are supposed to be here. So he looks at them with like a sneaky evil grin. Don't tell nobody. Or like it's a secret type flow. And then Mineta, the girl version of Mineta, is just kind of like, okay, boys always have pervy magazines. Where are you hiding it? She goes under the bed. He throws knife right in front of the face. If you try to go with the demon eyes, if you try to go near any of my stuff, you won't live to tell the story. Gel isn't that bad. He hasn't been there, but it seems like he's been there. And he doesn't have any special baggy clothes or whatever, so like his abs and all that are showing, so they're just kind of bugging out. He's like, wait, let me put a shirt on. I don't want to be indecent, but they're just bugging out. But nothing too crazy happens here. They just have a good little family, practically like a little family dinner. They all laugh and are all enjoying themselves. They all leave after laid out. Uraraka's like, hey, Kanchan. She eventually started calling them because they're friends too now because they're girls. And so, just because they're girls, they're all going to be friends. But no, they're friends now. They kind of got along, even though Bakugo's just a little aggressive. She's nice at heart. And so Uraraka leaves because she's like, I see. I'll leave. And she's like, look, I want to say sorry. And he's like, no need. It's okay. I understand. It's completely a logical statement to say I wouldn't be able to do it. No guys have quirks. I understand. But with the meanest death stare, if you ever say I can't do something again, pulls blade out, puts it to throat. I will finish. No. Even better, gets finger, puts to chest. I will have no problem thrusting and killing you with one move. And then she looks, without the tears and stuff. Yeah, right, like I'll let you do that. Don't forget your deku, my punching bag. If that's what you think. And that's pretty much where we're going to end this part off. I'll make some more parts. I'll do it, I promise. Put down what y'all want. The videos that do get the most views, and that's not most views, but the video that get the most requests, I'll prioritize those over the other ones. That's why I did this video, and I also did the darkness video, because I saw those have more priority over the other videos. I am exhausted. I will catch y'all later.
All right. How y'all do? So this is part 3 to what if Deku was the only guy with a quirk. Once again, just to reiterate, if you like the videos, please like them. If you want to sub, please sub. I'd appreciate that. More people, more motivation, better content. And for those people that have been subbing, welcome to the family. I'm glad you made the choice. And that's pretty much it on that part. But with this, he's not the only guy with a quirk, but it's so rare to the point he's the only guy with a quirk. How we're going to do this, and I do apologize about me doing the looky downies, but I got to make sure I'm staying on script, not adventuring too far away, but just trying to keep it generalized. Okay, so now we'd pretty much be going into like the race, the cavalry battle, that kind of art, the sports festival art, right? And so how I see this playing is it would be different how it was in canon, right? So Todoroki, the female, Todoroki would still do her ice thing and she would still do all this, right? But like before they do any of that, Deku says stage 2, cancels all of that and just starts flexing on just walks, sees big body robot, and then since he walks far enough, the radius weakens, but he can increase the radius if he wanted to, but he just chooses not to because it's not needed right now. He's not trying to burn himself out yet, so he just hauls, but he's like dummy fast. So he's like pretty much dummy close. But right after he done that, Todoroki's like trying to play catch up dummy fast. So Todoroki's doing the ice, freezes the robot in the exact same fashion. Bakugo's just furious, like, pew, she's on her way, like, oh, heck no, you got me played. So she's like gunning it, trying to catch up with this dude. And then Deku's like, he doesn't see the explosion, but he's able to sense the explosions. So what he does is he tests it out, and he sees that it can blow up, right? So what he does was he like cancels the participants that are coming, but Bakugo and Todoroki, they kind of already passed him. And so with that being said, well, no, not Todoroki yet. Todoroki doesn't pass him off just yet. Bakugo is like gone. So he grabs all the ice and stuff. But while he's doing this, I mean, not the ice and stuff, while Deku's just trying to hear it, and since he moves a lot faster than he does in canon, he's able to get a good amount of the explosions and hits it and just rides the coattail. Todoroki freezes the remaining bomb trails, but he's like, it'll help you out, but I need to hurry up and catch up quickly. So it's neck and neck again, but the only difference is Deku has such more of a superior lead. And instead of trying to hit it down like he was trying last time, all he does now is just hit Bakugo out of the way. And he's smart with this though, because he doesn't hit him with like just one. He cuts it in half and then hits him with like just one of them. Bakugo blows that out of the way, and then he like throws the other half as he's getting projected back or pushed back, and that hits Todoroki, but it doesn't hit him like really that hard. He just ducks and dodges it, and he's like, all right, catch all losers later. And then he just starts running again like maliciously, and then he hits them with a cancellation, but he just uses the radius. He says stage 2, they get paralyzed again. But the only difference is Bakugo's still running and Todoroki just stopped moving altogether. So they're kind of stuck, and everyone else behind them is stuck. So everyone is still in the same places, but the chain of events that happened isn't the same. Like he was just kind of like freezing them and stopping them. And it was very maliciously funny. Now we get into it's the same thing, the cavalry battle, but the only difference is Deku just chooses the same team, but the only difference is he doesn't go anywhere. He just stays in one spot, and he's looking around at everyone. And it's just like they all try to gun for him, but he's able to control his calculation. Like he's able to make it pinpoint. He's able to make it precise. So he's like cancellation, cancellation, cancellation. But instead of going for like the people that are on top, he goes for the people on bottom. And this does damage to Todoroki's team because the engine guy stops working. And I'm gonna say, for the sake of the story, everyone still can have similar placements, but the main issue here is most of the people just don't get to Deku, so he comes in first instead of being like in fourth or something. And he'll have a lot more what's the big body word I'm looking for here? Internships, because more people will want to recruit him. He's the only guy and he has such a strong quirk. Yes. Now this is where it really gets exciting. Is we're gonna get to brainwash the Deku versus the brainwashing individual. But just to make sure I make that point clear, the the cavalry battle, Deku's in first place. Bakugo and Todoroki, I'll say they're either tied or one of them in the front. It doesn't really matter because the main juicy parts are the fights. But with that out of the way, how the fight with Deku against is the brainwashing dude is it plays similar to in canon, but the only difference is she's a lot more aggressive. I know I said dude a second ago, but I really meant to say her. She's a lot more aggressive because she's a female and they're trying to like downplay her. So she's like, nah, just because this quirk is like this doesn't mean no one gets to downplay me. And Deku's just like, what are you talking about? And he already activated his cancellation, so she can't use her quirk. He's like, what are you talking about? Who's trying to downplay you? It's your quirk. You use it how you want to use it. I'm a guy, I have a quirk. I just use it how I want to use it. I want to save people, so I'm going to save people. I want to be a hero, so I'm going to be a hero. It's just that simple. So she's the second person that's going to be in his harem. But she's like, so it's like, yeah, if you want to be in the hero course, do the work for it. Have you tried to train your quirk? Like, he's just digging into her. No pun intended. So he's just digging into her like, okay. But let me guess. You thought you could use your quirk. You'd immediately win by getting me to disqualify and jump out the arena. No. See, you probably need to learn how to fight like a Razorhead and starts listening to all these other people that know how to do hand to hand. And she's just kind of shook. He said, oh, you don't know how to fight? Excellent. And he starts maliciously folding her existence with no remorse, just brutal, malicious pain and suffering. And we go on to the next fights. But that did teach her a valuable lesson. Like during when he was doing this, he said, remember this painful lesson that you're being taught now, because you'll never have to experience this out on the battlefield. Then we skip down to the Todoroki fight where Deku's fighting Todoroki. And how this bad boy plays out is very nice and simple. Everything still happens similar, but instead of Deku just breaking all the stuff, he doesn't use calculation right away. Like, damn. But he's like weaving all the ice. Like, damn. So we just not gonna use our flames. That's what we doing. We just not gonna do it. And what ended up happening is Deku motivates her even more because it's like, look, you're not your mom. You're not nobody. You're just you. And he's like just patting her on the head. You want to be a hero, right? So be a hero. And a hero doesn't use only half their power because of some bad upbringing. Everyone has their own issues. But being a hero is being able to smile at diversity and smile against your own problems and stand tall. So you can do it. Jumps back. So, even though you're about to lose, Use your full power. So even if you do lose, you tried your hardest. I will make sure you put a smile on your face. You're always looking so angry all the time. And then boom, the flames happen. Endeavor, female version, is like, yeah. And so Deku's just like, all right, now that you've done that, cancellation. Full cancel, stage 3. And what stage 3 is, it increases its range and its effectiveness. And what I mean by that is it makes the person paralyzed. It cancels out their quirk. And the range of it is a lot further, so he doesn't have to get up close. So he's just like... And it also has like dual effect. Like he doesn't even have to be near them. Like he can hit them with it and then walk away and they'll still be canceled. But we'll talk about that later. And so she's like, yeah, I can't move. Picks her up, but like in the bride manner. You did good. I'm proud of you. And then that's a moment right there. Like everyone's like, oh, or like how they would have it. She's all blushing and stuff. He picks her up, says, all right, good try. Tosses her out. Now, the only reason there was no fight back is because she was, like, dealing with a whole bunch of emotions right there and there. Plus, I haven't really seen Todoroki do too much hand-to-hand. It was just kind of like my quirk's OP, so I'm OP type flow. So I don't think there would be much of a fight back. Now we get into this big body fight. And this is where I'll end it off. Is, Bakugo versus Deku. There you go, Brainer. You can do it. And this fight plays out dummy interesting because at first it was a decent fight. He wanted to see what she could do with her quirk, see if she's been trained. So it's no challenge at all. He's just blocking and weaving everything. He says, stage 2. Can't move arms. Tries to run out of the range of his move, says stage 3. Sweat glands stop working. Can't move arms, just starts going for kicks. And eventually body gets too hot because she can't sweat anymore because her quirk is sweating. And so she's just kind of like just burning up but can't do nothing about it. Deku's like, you're right. I used to be your punching bag. Takes the meanest kick stance ever seen in existence. But I think it's your turn. She said, go to hell. You first. Die. Kicks in the solar plex with like this unholy Sparta kick all the way. It's just brutal. Gets kicked out of stage. Just KO. Deku. Winner. And so, All Might pulls up, giving the awards out. Deku's just like, it is what it is. And all the people in the stands are just amazed at this kid with such a strong quirk, they think. But it really relies heavily on him having physical attributes. But that's pretty much it for this part. I hope y'all enjoy. I hope y'all like this. I do have a means of some format for my videos now, so maybe I'll be able to get more out. Welcome to Family if you sub, and catch your dude later. Alright, now if I mess up on any of my continuity, I'll fix it. I'm outside right now because I'm heading out somewhere because I don't got a whip. But enough about me, but this is gonna be, hold on, make sure I'm on the right part here. This is gonna be part it's either part 5. I want to say it's part 5. Part 5 to what if Deku was the only dude with a quirk. Sorry about the visuals. I'm just outside and it's nighttime. I don't really think y'all will mind too much. I do appreciate y'all though, because y'all could be complaining oh, all the wind in the background. But I really don't think y'all care about that at this point. Y'all just want the videos to come out. So how we're gonna do this bad boy is now that I know how to propose in my videos, I'm going to, for my next what if Deku has a life quirk, I'm going to put that in my put the poll in there right before, depending on where I'm at. I might cut that video short because it depends on where I'm at with that. I'll put a poll in that video, and then whatever y'all decide or whatever y'all be like, You know, whatever y'all think should happen, it probably happened. Also, as of right now, with what if Deku had the Shadow Clone quirk, he'll everyone's pretty much saying he gets all for one. Let's see here. What else am I forgetting? I'm trying. What if Deku had I'm saying a lot of what ifs. What if Deku had the Shield Heroes quirk? I saw your comment. I don't remember your name, but I'm saying this directly to you. I have not forgotten about that what if. I'm glad you said it, because I threw out multiple what ifs. So if people say, hey, what about this one what if, that means y'all want to see it. People like the comment. It's kind of the situation. So, okay, I'm glad you remind me. I will make a video upon that. But enough of that. So to set the scene, we pretty much left off around the sports festival arc. Pretty much Deku just big body fold everyone. He's just the god amongst gods. As last time I checked, I didn't give him all for one. I didn't give him All Might's power. And whatchamacallit, I don't think he'll get it. I think we'll just give it to Miriam. Due to the simple fact of he would have no reason for it. I don't think so, because how I think All Might would do it, and yes, I'm taking this from other what ifs I've seen, is he's so strong on his own. He's a guy, but they'll rather have 2 strong heroes than just one. So this would probably be around the time they would start making names for themselves, right? Where they'd be making like a hero names. And I'm gonna say his hero name will probably be, I'll say, I don't know, I don't have the exact wording for it, but it'll probably be something of, the idea what I'm thinking of is something that means the end, but like maybe in a different language, because he ends villains, or he ends injustice, due to like how his quirk can make it where people don't move, so he ends the destruction. So if y'all got a better idea than me, please let your boy know, because I'll love to hear it. Okay, so after they pick up the names, the internships will happen, right? And this will 100% be different than what it was in canon, because your boy Deku would have infinite options of scholarships. So how I'm gonna say this is, he'll realize something's off with Ida. And the reason I'm gonna say he realizes something's off with him is the vibe that he's giving is similar to something he dealt with when he was going to school and stuff. Due to the simple fact is he didn't get bullied, but he wasn't popular neither. So it's just gonna be that kind of same malicious vibe, right? Because he always said, I'm gonna be a hero, I'm gonna be a hero. And he's able to sense the disturbance in people due to that training he did way back in, I want to say like part 1, when Mans was like, he just came from like doing some training. This was right before he fought Bakugo. So he's able to sense the disturbance in people. So he was like, okay, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. So he internships with Ida. And yes, every character's pretty much gender bend. Internships with Ida. And now this is putting in what one of y'all wanted. I still haven't been able to get that Frog Girl, him and the Frog Girl, some screen time yet. I'm trying to figure out how I can place that into story, because it seems like a lot of y'all want some ships going on here, right? So I will try to find a way to put that in, but keep commenting what ships y'all want to see. So when I'm making my what ifs and I'm doing what I'm doing, I'll have an idea of who to put in or how to squeeze that into story. Because if y'all want to see that, I understand. That's the whole point of fan fiction. But enough with that. Right before it leaves, Bakugo's, she's blushing a little bit, saying, here, take this or whatever, loser. She's like, and he's a little confused, but he's not stupid, because his mentor taught him a thing or two about females. So he's like, okay, thank you, Kachan. And like he's patting the top of her hair, and like she starts blushing and shit and getting all flustered. Like, don't think this means she's just basically, she's like, don't think this means I like you or something, or something to that effect, all right? Don't get the wrong idea. And as this is happening or whatever, he's like, okay.
him and Ida, I'm just gonna say him and Ida are about to leave out. Like, there's a transition of some sort, so they're about to leave out, do their internships or whatever. He gets that gift from Bakugo. I'll just say it's like some nitroglycerin. It's some homemade bombs and some cooking. I don't know, I really didn't have much time to think about it. I'm making this up on the spot, guys, don't judge me. No, but for real. So she made some grenades for him and some food. Because the grenades, you know, that help out, and some food, you know, to keep him strong and healthy. And then also, Uraraka sees this and she's getting a little jealous. So she's like, oh, hell no. So she gives Deku like a little bracelet, right? And excuse me if I'm pushing the bar too much here, but I'll say the little bracelet or something, it makes a mini shield pops out. And it's just something her dad had lying around, and she got it to be tweaked a little bit by the girl that does machinery and stuff. So it's able to make a little tiny shield. So that will be that. They go out to the internships. All the stuff starts happening as in canon. Ida runs off. Deku knows this, but Deku, he gets into energy. So he has a general idea. And hopefully y'all watch Dragon Ball Z because this reference won't make sense. He can't sense energy like Goku can, but he can do it like Vegeta can around the Frieza saga. Like when they were on Planet Namek, like he can kind of do it. So he's getting the gist, right? He immediately texts Todoroki. He's like, yo, hey, baby girl, I need you to pull up. She's doing some shit with her dad, right? And she immediately runs towards this man. Same thing Todoroki was like, hey, you know, when you're done here, come to this location, blah, 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 right? Stain pulls up, right? So they like, yeah. So Ida got folded, obviously. Deku walks up in this, he got some swagger to himself too. He walks in and this is gonna have it where Ida might, you know, fall for Deku-chan, or senpai, whatever y'all wanna call it. Cause he comes in, he's like, he actually smacks or kicks Ida like, you dumb. So we're just gonna not see these other people. Stain's caught off guard by this. And I'll say he's a guy too. I wanna make it to where it's like rare, but it still happens. So he's a guy too or whatever, right? And he's like, well, a guy with a quirk? Huh. And he's a real hero on top of that? Impressive. And so he grabs the dude, throws him back and says, listen, what you doing? He listens to Stain ideology and he's like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Stain's caught off guard. Listen, we don't gotta fight. He pulls out blades, but I can't let you kill my homie G. And then he throws out something to Stain that caught him off guard for a moment. He's like, listen, I got a homie that's about to come. She's about to back me up, all right? So you should leave. And he's also saying like, just because someone's not a hero now, we're still in our infancy stages. We can learn to grow to be better heroes. You're killing people off, but if you kill them, they'll never learn any better. He's like, he charges, what do you know? So they're throwing good hands for a little minute. And he's like, what do you mean, what do I know? I'm a guy in a society where females have most power, blah, blah, blah. So they're having this like very intricate discussion. And like Stain's really, he's getting beat by the physical aspect and the psychological. And so this also starts to play into the fact of where Todoroki comes into play. But right before Todoroki does anything, Deku says, stop, let him go. And then Todoroki's like, what? No, we need to get him. Think about it, Deku says, raising his voice. Think about it. If we actually took him down, you know how much trouble we could potentially get into? It'd be best if we let him get away. We don't know he was here. He randomly attacked Ida. Endeavor fought it and threw him off. It's just that simple. It's just that simple, okay?
And despite it, she knew he was right. So she let off, "Go before I change my mind and kill you." And then he tries to throw a knife, but Deku flicks it back at him, like after pulling out one of his swords and flings it back, but it only cuts him. "Your quirk can't work on me, my dude. I can cancel out your quirk. You've already been in my range this whole time. I've tapped you more than once, so even if you tried it, it wouldn't have worked." He's like, wait, then he realizes that Ida could have moved at any given moment, but he told Ida not to move earlier when he was picking her up and then pushing her down. And then Ida's trying to talk smack like, "That was my fight. Why did you intervene? You shouldn't have done that. Why did you do that?" All that type of stuff. He just smacks her. Listen. And not like a dramatic smack. Oh shit. Not like a dramatic smack or anything, but like just a smack. Like, come on. Listen. What happened to we're a family and all this other stuff? So you're telling me it's wrong for me to want to help out my family? I thought you were more respectable than that. So let's see here. I got to remember because I don't have my notes. So give me a second. All right, so that would happen. And then we'd pretty much get straight into the arc of where they're fighting All Might for the little test. Like basically to help out their weaknesses and all that type of stuff, right? So what ended up happening is instead of Deku being nervous, Bakugo's nervous because she's like, "I get to work with Deku. I mean, is my hair okay?" She's just like really nervous. I'm gonna say most of the stuff ends like it does in canon, and everything pretty much goes accordingly to plan. But then the main fight I'm gonna focus on is Bakugo and Deku. Actually, I suck that. With Eraserhead and I can get some donuts. With Eraserhead and Todoroki and the girl that has the creation quirk. I want to say their stuff would go a little bit differently because after Deku had that talk with her, it had more of an emotional impact due to her being a female. And so I'll say she feels like more open to listen to people. Plus, after what she heard, what Deku said to Ida, like, "We're a family." So she would listen and their transition would go a lot more smoother. And I'd presume, I would just say a lot of the more fights go a lot more smoother. Call me a sexist, but I could just see it being a lot more better because they're all kind of on the same thing. And Deku did talk to everyone after they like had minor injuries. Like, "Guys, y'all gotta remember, we need to work together. Yes, at times we'll be put against each other, but at the end of the day, we are our family. Y'all said this most up front." And he's taking that alpha, that like leader position in the classroom, not inherently trying to, but it just ends up happening. So with that shit being the way it is, everyone remembers that, and then they do and perform so much better. So the fight with Bakugo and stuff, how this plays out is Deku could easily win the fight, but he's trying to help Kacchan get better and stuff, right? So she's nervous. He grabs her by like the face and says, "Look at me." And she's like, her face is going fucking red. He like, "Look at me." And she's like, calm down. Calm down. It's okay. I need you to be with me and focus. You're my partner." And he says that shit and she starts blushing. Shit go crazy, right? So this is what we're gonna do, right? You're gonna try everything you can possibly do. You need to learn the difference of your power. And the only reason Deku understands this is because his mentor is OP as hell. And he's just like, yeah, you need to understand the gap in power. You need to understand the difference in your capabilities. You understand this, it'll help you grow so much more better. So she's literally trying all she can, and All Might's like, "What is he doing?" And then so after he's done, like I'm not gonna say he, she, all her. after she's done beating Bakugo, he goes over there and says, "What do you think you're doing? There's no relaxing when a villain's here to attack." Deku says, "Stage 3. And then like All Might loses balance for a second. Huh? I'm not your opponent. She is. And then before he could even look back up, she's in this dude's face and she takes off both of her gallets. Not gallets, grenades, you know, the things that make the fucking explosion. It takes both of those off and just boom, boom. It does an essential amount of damage because they both hit at the exact same time. Deku just easily got out of the way. He felt that coming. He got out of the way. He's by the entrance exam, like the entrance exam. He's by the exit or whatever, just in case she doesn't do it. She gets flung back, and like he sees she's about to hit like one of those big body trees, and he's like, all right. He stops her a good little distance away, right? He says, "You've impressed me." Now she's really just feeling it. Like she's like, oh, she's all sorts of wetty, wet. I mean, cause she's sweating. And so, but it's a good little distance away, right? So let's say the entrance is the exit here. They're about here. So they got to do a little walking. She does. He can literally just hop and he's there, right? You've impressed me, but there's one more thing you can do. She's like, what? You haven't made it to the exit. So she's like, she tries to walk in her legs and he moves back. He's not giving her any support. And I was like, you might want to hurry up. All Might looks a little angry. And she looks back, but you hear the like side comment. Oh, so that's what he looks like when he doesn't smile. Or she. I keep saying he, but it's a she. All Might is a she, okay? But so she is coming. All Might's just like trying to pick up some pace because that blast gave him practically a mini concussion, right? And he's feeling some type of way about that. And then she's like, gotta do it. Gotta impress Deku-chan. Gotta do it. Oni-chan, I don't know what it is. I don't know what the term for it is. Like big brother, or not big brother, but like sensei or something. I don't know what the term is in Japan. But she's trying to do it. But she don't pass it out because like she overexerted herself. He grabs her like right before, flings her out, looks at All Might, walks. And after this incident, I'm not gonna say, because I re-looked at my videos and none of my videos I said anything about him giving his quirk away. I'm gonna say he hasn't done it yet. I'm gonna like retcon, because I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna ask y'all actually, should he get it? Because I mean, I don't know how more OP he could be even if he did get it. So if y'all got like an idea, I'll put it in a poll though. Like, hey, should he get one for all, or no, or somewhere in between, or should Bakugo get it instead, or whatever y'all think? Cause like I don't know. I don't know. But hope y'all enjoy. Like, welcome all the people new to the family. Your boy's out. I know, see, I did all these videos in one take, but I'm uploading them separately. Because there's no point in me just, because all that's going to happen, okay, is I'm going to do that, right? And everyone's going to just hit me up with the, where's more videos? And I will smack all of y'all and just leave. And just stick up the biggest middle finger and just forget all of y'all, okay? So I'm gonna space these videos out. Because like as I'm saying this now, the video that I'm making right now, it's uploading. But enough with that. This is gonna be a part 2, right? And I don't remember exactly, not a part 2, but a part 2.5, okay? So I'm gonna give backstory because y'all keep saying make it a harem, but y'all must not understand what actually be going on off screen, okay? This is what if Deku was the only guy with a quirk. And how we gonna do this, baddie boy?
right, is I got to do a lot of editing. But all right. Oh, also check out the Discord in the video. I'm not gonna mess with the Discord as much, but I will go there time to time. But it's really just a safe haven, right? My ideal for that Discord is pretty much like, you know how toxic the internet is? And y'all listen to me, right? Even people that don't comment on my videos too often, like some people just put down comments and stuff just to help with the algorithm. And I appreciate that type of stuff. Like that stuff really means like, even if it even if it doesn't help as much, it's just the fact that you took the time out. I appreciate the sentiment, okay? Also, I do try to get to all the what ifs. Like, there's this one guy that keeps commenting about high school DX. All right, so I'm gonna lay some ground rules. If you want me to do any type of gunslinger, that what if is coming. Calm down, okay? Yeah, it's in the burner. It's cooking. I promise, okay? If y'all want me to do a what if, right, or you want to increase the chances of that what if happening, you need to put the abilities down. I don't care if you go to the Wikipedia. I don't care how you do it. Or put just the main vocal points. Because when I'm doing it, when I see, for example, I did not want to do Deku having a soul manipulation, okay? I didn't want to do it. Just because. But like, because he said some, I think First Last said it. It might be another man's, but he was like, make him a gunslinger. So I didn't pay much mind when I saw it. I just like, oh, okay, he's suggesting one. But then when I was like getting all my videos together, seeing who wanted what and stuff, he put down the whole list of all the abilities Deku would have. He would put all that stuff. So I was like, okay, I might do it. But then I actually came back and looked at it and I was like, oh, he took the time to do this one. All right, I guess I got to do it now because there's literally no excuse. He took the time out, explained how the ability works, how it would do it, the general principle of it, so I can at least make one video of it and see how the viewers respond to it. Like for example, my Dracula what if, not too many people's been requesting that, so it's just kind of chilling in the back burner. The Shield Hero one, First Last, I keep saying First Last because I think he's the main one that's like been requesting videos consistently. Not saying any of y'all haven't been doing it, but he was like, so we forgot about that one. And one more time, this has not been forgotten. Only do this if you're 18. I just got to throw that in there just in case I get money from this. But no, only do that if you're 21. They're going to change the rule eventually. But back to what I was saying. So if you want me to do one, or if you want to increase your chances, put down the abilities. Everything it does. Also, the soul manipulation, it's from a video game or something. I don't think this one was First Last, though. It was another one. I can't read for the life of me. I'm not that good at it. But he was like, he put down this dude's abilities, attacks, boom, boom, boom. I'm not going to do it word from word, but I got a general principle for the story, so I'll just make that what if Deku has soul manipulation quirk. But I have a general principle for it. He put all the powers and all the abilities, so I can at least throw one video out there just to see what people like or how they feel about it. Because if you're gonna keep suggesting what if constantly, like the dude with the high school HD or whatever, I never really liked the anime. It was alright. It was just one of those first animes, like not first anime, but those first few ones when you're just getting into anime. I just never vibed with it. It was just so. You telling me to go look it up again? Didn't really like watching it the first time. Shield Hero, I enjoyed it. It was a very fairly good anime. I was originally just gonna look it up, but like I said, let me just watch it. Watched a couple episodes. It had a pretty good story, so I was able to make a better story when making the what if. So some what ifs, I'm like, like the Hulk and Sonic, I don't care for them, but I can do something to where they have those similar attributes as them while still making the what if. So me already knowing their abilities, I already have an idea for that what if. So it makes it easier. All right, boys and girls. Now with that out of the way, what if Deku was the only guy with a quirk part 2.5 backstory? Now this backstory is going to take place in, it's going to be right after they did the training for the provisional license. This isn't like this what if is a little different because don't get messed up on the timing, but it's just right. It's right after that and a little bit before
Deku talks to the dude with the quirk that erases people. But I'm gonna say that happens, but it's not really important. But it's gonna be in some gray area in time and space, okay? So basically this is what happens, right? Everyone um after the fight, they just, they have some free time, right? So everyone decides to go to the they do multiple things in this one. This one's might be a little shorter, but they do multiple things. So the first thing they do is they're gonna go get swimsuits because they are able to go swimming because they did so good on the challenges and stuff. They did a lot better than they did in canon because of the chemistry. I even said that on my previous part. So how we're gonna do that bad boy, right? Is they did so good, so amazing. They get a little free time. They don't get nearly as much homework, so they're gonna go shopping. Deku's off doing some big body training. And I'm not trying to like girl fangasm over this man, but I'm just setting the mental space so it'll make more sense for what happens next. This man's he looking swole, looking like a beast. Got the got the six pack rocking, got the sweat drip. He doing all these moves, doing all this big body training, still doing all these kicks. Got his bow staff right there, chilling. He doing all these moves and stuff. He's been training for a good little minute. He was able to get some special stuff done to his room, so he's got some decently high tech stuff for his room. Everything looking crisp. Okay. Man's just doing all sorts of training, and he's doing some good balance training, some good martial arts, some good training. As he's training or whatever, he hears the not the snapping noise. Um, yeah, something like that, right? He's like, come in, it's open. Continues training. The girls immediately just, oh my. Todoroki comes through the cut. Females, okay? Some of y'all shippers out there be getting on my nerves, but Todoroki comes through is like, nice. Because Todoroki doesn't really know subtlety, and I'm also taking that idea kind of from a comic, not a comic, but like a YouTube video about like where Todoroki's gender bend, and him and her and Deku have like a little relationship, but this Todoroki doesn't really know about like love and relationships. Like, nice. He's like, thank you. But this Deku has confidence, so he's like, takes it with stride. He's like, thank you. Like what you see? Yes. Yes, indeed. But like, she's kind of like blushing, but not blushing. But like, she's not necessarily bold. She just doesn't know any better. And Uraraka's a little nervous. Like, yeah. Dude, you look nice, Deku. And just kind of like, it's just kind of interesting. And so how this would really play as he's training. Basically, long story short, they asked him like, hey, we're all going shopping. We was wondering if you're coming. He's like, so what? Is it like a date or something? Todoroki's like, what's a date? Bakugo's blushing. Not Todoroki. Uraraka's blushing a little bit. I don't know how to pronounce her name, so I'm gonna say Frog Girl. Or FG? No, just Frog Girl. She's just kind of like, I guess you could kind of say, you know how she does the little thing with her hand? She's like, I guess you could kind of say it's like a date. I mean, hell. But I mean, it kind of be like you're on a date with all of us. Majority of the girls blushing. Most of the girls I really don't care for. So the main girls in his harem is going to be Todoroki, Bakugo, Uraraka, Frog Girl, and occasionally that one girl that has the creation quirk. So those are kind of going to be the main ones. The other girls will just be kind of sided. They'll be extras, as Canon Bakugo would say. So they're just like, I guess, kind of. So they eventually wake up. Deku gets up early, which he's very early. He already did his early run or whatever. One of them come in and he's just getting out of the shower because he did his early run. Because he trains, like he's a real one. And he hears a knock on the door. For the love of God, I do not want any of y'all Gotcha? Opens the door, blushing maliciously.
Yeah, what you need? He has the towel wrapped around. What you need? What? He's kind of like not as nice to her because like he kind of did get a little bit bullied by her, and she told him he couldn't do something that he could do. He's a low key mad about this, and she's like blushing maliciously. I just wanted to say thank you. Huh? What was that? I I couldn't hear that. Say it one more time. I wanted to say thank you for helping me out with the basically thank you for helping me with the All Might fight, being extra feminine with it, which is hilarious because he rarely sees this side of her. And he's like, interesting, interesting. Is that all you wanted? And she's like, listen, I see the way you look at Uraraka and Todoroki, and I just want you to know I will not lose to them. Oh no. He's like, no, no, that one guy was right. I'm in the harem version. Who is that one guy, you guys? We'll get into that in a moment. He's like, no, I'm in the harem. And let me guess, you're trying to fight for me too? Yes? Yes. No, she says it with more confidence though. She's like, yes. I I don't know how she would word it exactly. I'm trying to think what would Bakugo say. I've known you the longest. I'm your childhood best friend. If anyone deserves to have you, it should be me. I just want you to keep that in mind, loser. And then throws down the little present. It's like a little heart. No, no. It's like a bomb chocolate cake. Because I like chocolate. Chocolate cake's the best cake. All right? Okay. Um, why I get so angry saying that? So it'd be like that, and that'd be pretty much it. I think in my last version, he also that Bakugo did give him some bombs and some other little niche things, but like this is just some chocolate cake and like a thank you card. She kind of already confessed her feelings, but it also goes in a little more detail with that, right? But earlier that day, Todoroki was like, "Yeah, I don't know what these feelings are." Basically, confessing her feelings without knowing she confessed her feelings, and she asked for a date with him, which that will be done on like a non-canon part, like of the canon of this what if. I'll probably do another part where it like sidesteps it, or maybe if I can squeeze it into the main continuity of my what ifs, I might put that in there. But she did ask on a date for like another day or whatever, so keep that in mind. Um, Uraraka saw him after he was finishing the run and is like, listen, Deku, I know we haven't known each other for that long, but I really appreciate you and I just want to let you know, confessing her feelings. When Deku went for a swim at the school pool. Oh, my phone. Oh, okay. That happened. Um when he went for the swim, he saw the frog girl and she was there. They talked. Stuff didn't happen. Don't get your hopes up. But she's a little more straightforward, so I'll say they did have a kiss. But keep your dick in your pants, guys. So how I would see this happen is I've always seen this like with the different Deku X and this X, right? Is she was like, have you ever kissed a girl before? He's like, yeah. When he was doing his training, I'll probably do like an off. Actually, I'll do that in this part. Just to explain, just a little backstory, because I gotta introduce a new character that's 100% fan fiction character, but it plays a part into a future what if. But so he's just kind of like, yeah, a few times. Never kissed a boy before, and he's like, oh, Deku. But she doesn't say like this kind, but she's like, so Deku, you wanna kiss? He's like, sure. She gets her tongue, gets his, and then like they just kiss, and he's like, oh. And then he's like, was that what you were expecting? And she's like, yeah, something like that. She's blushing.
And he's like, all right, I'm gonna catch you later. She's then like before he leaves, they do the little famous pull of the shirt. Hey, I know I normally don't say stuff like this, but I think I'm falling for you. Hmm. Well, I'm not gonna tell you what to not do or what to do, but in life, if you want something bad enough, you should fight for it at all costs. She's like, thank you. I needed to hear that. And that's kind of how it would play. It would be more like in person of how she would say it. I think she would be more straightforward with it, but more with her. I'm talking about the frog girl. More within her character, if that makes any more sense. Okay, so that's how that bad boy would play out. Um, Todoroki. So that's all. That's pretty much how all of them did. She's like, the frog girl also asks him to. I know one of y'all gonna put her name down. I'm gonna look at it. No, I won't be able to read it. Put a heart by it as your good sentiment. But anywho, after that happens, she asks him on out on a date, and he's like, "All right, sure, just let me know when." But I do already have plans for another one, so let me know when you plan, and I'll see if it'll fit into my schedule. And she's like, "Okay." So it's kind of like a little heart to heart moment, but like this Deku, he's not being heartless. He's just like, whoever wins. Yes, I will do a poll. I don't know if I'll do it on this video or not yet, but I will put Frog Girl, Kachan, because I think I want to choose honestly, but I will at least consider what y'all gotta say because I I like harems that don't always give you an definitive answer. There was this one time favorite harem that I seen, but it was like a little different because he already chose the girl, but they also showed like different versions or different outlets of what different harems or like how it would have played out if he chose this girl, how it would have chose out if he chose her or her, and it kept like it finished the canon story and then it branched off and said this is what would have happened. Because I like those harems that like you don't know what the ending is gonna be because it's like who could he choose, and it's fair for him to choose any other female. It would be fair for him to choose Udoraka because she's just so nice, she's so respectful, and she has a really good reason for wanting to be a hero. This doesn't um it it goes in correlation of why she want to be here, why she want to do this. Todoroki, it would make sense for her for him to want to be with her because like she's like she has so much potential, but she's holding herself back. Like we can grow together. She has a really strong quirk. We can do a lot of training together. She's so straightforward and she's easy to talk to. The girl with the creation quirk, she's so smart. This version of Deck strong, so he's not stupid either. Plus he's smart, so he's not stupid. It's like she has a good. That'll be a power factor, right? Be like she has a good family name. She's intelligent. She lacks a little confidence, but we can easily bypass it. Her quirk's amazing. We'd have amazing offspring. That's a side thought, but like he's just looking at how she is. That Frog Girl. He likes how rational her mind is. She can stay calm. She speaks her mind. She's able to do things with a nice manner. Her quirk isn't the best type of quirk, but her other attributes make up for this. So, but they also can get stationed in water areas to balance out with their quirk. Bakugo would be an easier pick because she's she's competitive. She's hot headed, but still remains calm at the same time. Her quirk's amazing. My childhood friend. So it's easy for him to pick any one of these. I don't want to just, oh, he's going to choose this one automatically. It kind of takes the joy out of it, right? Plus, I might decide, oh, as I'm saying the story, maybe I should choose this person. Or maybe I'm choose this one. Because I want to kind of give everybody a little bit like, that one moment that was that, yeah. If y'all get what I'm saying. So that sums up all of that. Now, remember when Deku earlier, right, said, damn, maybe that guy was right. You want to know who that guy was? It was me. Okay? Yeah? Not this me. Different version of me. Um, I'm not gonna give me a full backstory just yet because that's a different video altogether. Deku was partially asleep, but this was right after he got done with his run talking to everybody. He sees a weird portal opens up, and he sees a dude just comes down, dreads as long as the shoulder can tell. Dude with a beard, not a full beard, but like a beard that's been growing for a while. Got a katana on his back. Huh. So I'm here. Oh, it's a harem. Deku takes a fighting stance. Who are you? So you're Deku. What's your quirk? My quirk? Why would it? What's your quirk? My quirk is calculation, and I'm able to cancel out. And he explains his whole quirk. And he's like, oh. Do guys normally have quirks here? No, the guy's and he explains all that. And he's like, oh. So you're in a harem. Oh, what? You're in a harem. Huh? You poor thing. You don't even know yet. I must have came too far back. I should have just stayed with the Shadow Clone Man. Should have stayed with that version. At least he was able to make good jokes. Damn it! Hey, you want to spar real quick? Deku says, sure. I guess. Alright. No point of using your quirk, because quirks don't work on me. He said, alright. Deku pulls out his bow staff, like, and I'm just gonna say this man has some technology with him, because, like, he does, alright? He does this, and a little attachment comes out, and it's a little pole, but it extends to a full-size pole, and he whips it around. He's like, alright, cool. Stretches a little. At least he's not using guns like that one dude. Come. So they start fighting, right? The fight's going on for a good little second, not too long. Deku's doing all these pole moves. In this version of me, I'm gonna say DK. Okay. And DK's just dodging this stuff. He's like, okay. Dude's got a little. Then Deku comes, swings up, jaws DK in the chest, and then he just like starts going and welling on top. And then the man's like, all right, that's enough. Fog times 1, or Fox times 20. Fog is his version of Kaioken. This will be explained further as he gets introduced in the story. Then he sits down, says, all right, let me try one move. Low amount of juice in this weird object he's holding. He's like, what is that? His belly extends. And then an exhale. A fog seems to surround the whole area. He says, hellhound, pet. And a dog appears. Werewolf. And it stands up. And it goes and attacks Deku. Deku immediately activates his quirk at a reflex. But what DK just used wasn't a quirk. It was one of his abilities. But it's not a quirk. And then Deku eventually dispatches this clone after a good little chunk of effort. And he's like, wait. And right after that, he's like, all right, I've seen enough. I'll go to where I was trying to go originally. Yeah, where's that one version that uses light at? That's where I was trying to go. Get you later. Leaves. The man's leaves says, opens a portal. I'll be back when you fight that dude. Who's that dude? What? I shouldn't say. DK slides through the portal, leaves. Whatever. Goes, walks away, leaves. And that's where we wrapped up this little side story, backstory flow. So, hope y'all enjoyed that. Not gonna
I'm not gonna put a poll down, but maybe if y'all throw some comments out. Okay, this is how I'm doing it too. If someone comments a certain thing and multiple people like it, I presume each like is a different person. I swear to God, if y'all like y'all own stuff, we're fighting. But that's how I do it when I don't do polls. So if I see enough people, I'm just gonna. All right. Also, since if you made it this far, I want you to comment down 222 for the Fortnite X Battle Pass giveaway, because you're able to gift people battle passes now. I have a decent amount of V-Bucks, so I might do a giveaway. But at the same time, what do y'all think? I'm about to reach 200 subs. I don't know if I want to do it on 200 because I'm about to reach that. So I'll put out another video and probably reach it. So I'm thinking 300, 400, 500. It could be one of those. What do y'all think should be the goal? Like, because y'all are part of the fan base too. Give me that feedback on that. By the way, how you enter is, I would prefer subscribed to all that good stuff. But how it's going to be biased to my fans. One, you would have to made it all the way to the end of this video to even know about it. So if you made it all the way to the end of the video, that means you decently enjoy my content. And you help out. So people like First Last, Hex, I don't know if I said your name right. Y'all have a fair chance of winning, presuming y'all even play Fortnite. But if y'all try to enter by putting down the comment, just that's it. There's no special thing. Whoever does it the most, I'll just kind of go at random here and just who wins. So it'll just be me guessing or just me trying to figure it out. I might do a random name generator or something to that effect. Or something weird to that effect, okay? But you'll do that. Also, there's the NRs. And you would have to make to the end of the video to even know about this. But the NRs are people that I've seen in the videos that keep putting NR just to help the algorithm and probably leaves a like and just leaves. Even if they don't watch the video, they're at least trying to help. I'm pretty sure they watch the video too, though. But if they made it to the point where I'm like, hey, help, type comments and stuff to help out. If they did that, that's cool. But don't get used to these 30-minute videos, all right? Okay? But that's pretty much the situation. And yes. Okay, another attempt. What if Deku had my quirk? What if Deku was the only guy with a quirk? So we pretty much bypassed most of season 2. He would talk to the villain, but this would be somewhere around the ending or somewhere in the in-between of the part 4.5. I messed up on the titles and stuff. By the way, I'm going to probably throw out more only quirks until I'm done with that and then reboot another series that has the most views, because that's the same thing I did with my What If Deku had the quirk of darkness, because darkness was getting the most views. So I kept that one going to get more people in, because I'm trying to rush and race to 1,000 subscribers. Anywho, so we're pretty much done with season 2. Now, he would talk to the dude with the hand quirk. I mean, not really much would happen there. It would just be similar to in canon, but Deku wouldn't be as scared. Nobody would intervene because he would probably just like cancel certain people's quirk if they got too close. So that would happen. But mainly how I'm going to go ahead and just start this off is, let's see here. All right, so everybody would have to go through the Beast Forest. Now, to get you more inclined of how I've already did the harems and explaining how that works. Also, Ida does like Deku a lot more though, because Deku helped her out during the Stain incident, said this is not what a hero does. And he did let Stain go, but when he let Stain go, he also told him, if you kill somebody, you don't give them a second chance. Maybe you should show people the error of their ways instead of trying to just kill them off and not give them a second chance. And Stain ran off like, you don't know what you're talking about, Brad. Blah, blah, blah. Now, how this forest will go is Deku anticipated some fuckery happening. So he brought him some like tools to help him navigate throughout the forest. So when they got out of the bus, Deku just started running off like quickly. He was hustling, and he immediately turned on his counter quirk because he knew. Now, if you want me to justify and be like, wait, how did he know? Like, where did that come from? I would probably say it's more on the lines of like, it's just like after you've been in war. Excuse me for any veterans that, for whatever reasons, watching this video. It's like after you've been in war or a situation of conflict, you can just know when it's gonna happen, and like he could just feel it. It's a similar feeling from when he trained off in the mountains with his mentor or whatever, and he was just kind of like, what's that? Dude starts wailing on him. Just one of the disciples or pupils. They're really good with hand to hand and hardening the body for like iron shirt. Iron shirt is basically making your body really hard. Your body, not your body parts. Stop thinking dirty. And so with that being said, he just starts booking it. Everyone's confused. He's like just hauling. And he also has all for one too. So he's hauling and he's canceling out other quirks. By him canceling out these other quirks, he's immediately canceling out any golems that would have appeared, but they didn't appear just yet because no one knows what's about to happen. But like he zooms off and nobody noticed. So a few people noticed, like Azawa, he noticed. He's like, that boy. And what ended up happening is later on they start doing it or whatever, and then everyone else is struggling like, where's Deku? I don't know. So Bakugo's worried, so she's hauling. Todoroki's worried. The tongue girl, the frog girl, she's worried, but she's focusing on the task. And Odoraka's thinking about it, but she's like, I can't think about him right now. She smacks herself. I must focus. Ida is doing the same thing. She's trying to haul. She's trying to hustle, trying to get to him and stuff. And so, meanwhile, while they're doing all that or whatever, right? Deku is still hauling. He's just traveling at insane speeds. His physical is up, so he's able to push One for All to like be on its limit practically and just book it. And he's not really hurting himself because he's used to exerting himself. So it's like this. Let's say his physical abilities is like so high his body couldn't take it anymore. Or how do I put this? He has so much physical capability or so much raw potential, he just didn't have enough energy output, right? But with One for All, he's able to almost max out all his body's abilities. He's only using about 50-ish, 30-ish%, but he's still able to do some good damage or whatever. He hasn't like fully mastered 100% control, but he's able to use it fairly easily. So he's just gone. He basically makes it in like record time. And while he can literally sense and hear them struggling, and so he's laughing. He's meanwhile, so basically if y'all was like watching this like an anime, right? How I would visualize it would be everyone else is like, man down, we need a medic, we need help, get the healer's down, it's just war. Meanwhile, we switch over to Deku, taking him a nice soothing cold shower, just he dries himself off. Meanwhile, you pan back. Why are so many rocks here? Manetto's just throw my grapes. It's just fucking chaos in every sense, right? You pan back to Deku. He's just making his bed already, chopping the food, cooking the food. Hey, could you pass me on? Like one of the people that are there. Thank you. And so after that, he pretty much has all the food ready. He's already ate his fill. He goes to sleep. Everyone's like, we made it. We made it. And then like, we would have cooked the food for you, but he kind of beat us here. Yeah. Ooh. All of them surprised. Deku's already here. And so with that being happened or whatever, they're just like, he's already asleep, tuckered out. He has his own little separate cavern or whatever. And I'm going to say that little kid, he doesn't hate, she doesn't hate heroes nearly as much. Plus, while Deku had all that spare time, he was talking to her and stuff. And he was like, listen, it's not about that. It's about this. And like, he basically was able to already make a decent impact on the relationship, right? So now we pretty much, after they do that, okay, so we would pretty much skip over to where the villains come in and attack. Everyone's getting messed up, right? And Deku would want to stay and help, but he can't spread out his ability so far to where it helps everyone while he's fighting someone else in a completely separate location, right? So he zooms off to where, what's his face would, I don't remember what the kid name was, but where the kid would be. He sees Muscle and he's like, hey. And I'll say he's a guy, because I know the title is only if Deku has guys with a quirk, but I did say in another what if that like he's one of the few rare exceptions. So I'll say some guys do have quirks, but it's extremely rare. And he's one of the few guys that have a quirk, and like his quirk is muscular, like we know in canon. And Deku wants to push his one for all, so he doesn't use his calculation immediately. He powers up to one for all and it's like, I got you. And this makes the girl understand what he was saying even more, because she's little or whatever, but also he was just talking. It was not much action. But now she's seeing the action back this up, right? And so Deku's throwing immediately good hands, but like he's pretty much, it's a one-sided fight, right? He's just kind of ponying this man. He's throwing some good hits, and as the fight's increasing, Deku's going up in percentage, 50, 60, 70. He could have beat him at like, I'll say like a clean 60, but he's like, nah, I need to keep pushing. So he lets the fight procrastinate, and Muscular starts trying to throw out really good haymakers and really good blows, and Deku's like, all right, enough of this. He takes his stance. I didn't like this training when I was doing it, but thank you. And he like does like a karate punch, right? But with the One for All added onto it, it's basically like an iron air punch, and it pretty much knocks out a Muscular. And then after he's knocks out, Deku pulls out his katana, and then slash, 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 slash. Puts his sword back into the thing. That should take care of that problem. And he grabs the kid, and then he scurries off. And like in this moment, this pretty much would be like traditional harems where like she's blushing and she's like feeling some type of way, but she's still a kid, guys. And it's just like, oh, maybe he wasn't lying. He protected me, even though I was being rude to him. And she was being rude in the fact that she wasn't really listening to him. She was just brushing everything and saying off and all this type of stuff. And then she has a lot more respect for her parents now, which her dad would have been like helping, but like not actually having a quirk. Some to that effect. And he drops the kid off into Ozawa, and then he goes off to help. He sees Dark Shadow. He tries to cancel it, but he needs like just a few seconds to start it up, and the Shadow's not doing him any justice, right? So basically he runs off, sees Todoroki and Bakugo, and is like, hey, he's practically like almost flying towards them, and he's carrying the dude with all the limbs. So it's reverse basically. He's helping that man out because he's injured a lot more than what happened in Canyon. But I'm not gonna say he, but her. And so he's carrying her. He's like, hey guys, and he's like, all right, I need y'all to go ahead and hit me with that light now. Todoroki gets flames, Bakugo gets flash. Now do the thing. Yeah, you may be saying, what happened to the dude with the teeth and stuff, right? Deku saw him and just pretty much threw a crap load of knives at him and just pinned him down. He didn't kill him, but did severe damage to him. Then they would take care of him. I don't know how to say the man's name, but the bird girl would just pretty much be down and out and be like, all right, thank you. And then Deku would pretty much smack her and be like, listen, grabs her practically by like the hair. Listen, you need to stop treating it like it's a tool or an object and treat it more like it's a person, pushes her down to the ground. Because if you don't, you'll never, ever become a hero. I mean, I'm already going to be the #1 hero, but you can at least try to basically like a pep talk, like stop just treating it like it's a toy, treat it like it's a living thing. It tries to protect you. You might want to ask it why it does all that when it's dark. And that'll be more character development later. So now, let's see here. And we pretty much skipped. There would be no dramatic finale or anything to this effect. But I probably would. I want to say Bakugo really wouldn't get taken because Deku's there and he would just cancel out the man's quirk. They would still fight and whatever, but just in this variation, Bakugo just doesn't get captured. I don't know how that affects the story because if Bakugo doesn't get captured, no one goes to see All for One. So this will play out very bigly. Now, after that happens, let's see here. We would pretty much like skip a good chunk of a lot of stuff. Oh crap! Oh, I'm about to be done with this series. Oh damn! Did I really blow through that story that fast? God, hold up! I'm on like part 5 or something. Okay, that makes more sense. So we would blow through almost everything because a lot of the story and stuff that would have happened for Bakugo doesn't happen, and it'd probably just be them chilling and trying to recover. The media would be pressing them and all that type of stuff. Deku probably would eventually go out though because he knows like they're going for All for One. They're planning their ambush or whatever. He asks his old girl for the radar or the tracker just to use it. Doesn't tell nobody. But how this variate and how this difference is because One for All is going to be in play, right? So Bakugo, I'll say Bakugo, Uraraka. Let's see who else? Bakugo, Uraraka, Todoroki. And I'll probably say Ida because she's a good student. Probably know what he's up to. The girl with the crazy quirk, she would probably pull up too. And they would go try to be like, so what do you think you can do? You think you actually stop One for All? Blah, 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 blah. He's like, if y'all coming, you're coming. If you're not, leave me alone. So Ida tries to stop him. He says, target cancellation. Makes it where you can't move. But I know I keep saying he and she and it's confused, but they're girls, but I'm so used to thinking they're guys, but this one is a little confusing for me. So with that out of the way, right? He says, are you helping or not? She's like, I just want to make sure you're safe, blah, blah, blah. All the dramatic, emotional stuff that really hits home. It's like, all right. So they head out. They get it disguised, but it's not as cancerous and stupid as it is in canon. It's something more fitting. But there's a small little cute moment where some of them are getting bikinis and some of them are getting like sexy outfits and stuff. So that would be kind of cute and funny too. But after that, they pretty much just patrol the area. All for One comes into play, but the difference is everyone else, they're fearful, but Deku's like, yeah, but he's waiting. All Might pulls up to the scene, right? And she's throwing good hands with I'll say to him to make it a more dramatic. And so All for One, he's just like throwing hands like, what took you so long, blah, blah, blah. Throwing good hands. All Might's going all out from the jump though, due to the fact that Bakugo isn't there. So the fight's a lot more intense and One for All slowly but for surely lessening. And he eventually gets to the point where like he barely can fight. But the difference is she is not nearly as strong since she's a female and her physical abilities aren't as powerful. This is the only way I can justify making where Deku comes into fight. And so right before the ending blow goes, Deku comes out of nowhere with like 100% One for All and just like comes out of nowhere. It just jocks this dude in the throat and then sends him flying. And like he busts in the scene, but like he changed his outfit. Like he threw out the disguise and like he has his like hero outfit, but he knows how technology works just enough to make cool outfits, right? So he's got kind of like a Hokage-esque outfit. It says symbol piece on his back. He's got some cool gloves for his One for All. He has some cool knee pads. And he's like, no need to fear because I am here. And after he makes his dramatic entrance, he's like, oh, so you have a successor. Interesting. No matter. You cannot stop me. And Deku laughs maniacally. Sadly, that's what you think. So as this fight commences or whatever, All Might would probably be like, y'all see, I was struggling with this man, right? But look at this guy. No less a guy. Not even supposed to have a quirk. But look at him. He's proficiently fighting against someone I can't do. Maybe we might need to change our view on how we look upon guys in the society. And
no, quirkless people in our society. And it goes in and in. So how this fight would pretty much would end, right, is Deku, they're throwing their tremendous hands, right? And you're probably saying like, okay, if he can cancel out quirks, why is he not canceling his quirks out? But during the span of the fight, I'm gonna say All For One has so many quirks that Deku didn't. He wasn't prepared for this, because normally when he activates stage 4, he can like, not stage 4 but like stage 3, he can like cancel the quirk, cancel the movement. But One For All has so many quirks, and he's so seasoned with all these quirks, it is so hard just to focus on that one specific quirk, or like multiple quirks, right? So it makes it dummy hard, and he's like, okay. So this fight's actually a challenge for him. So he busts out, and like he's using One For All at max power. He is just powering up on some Dragon Ball Z S flow. He gets like a lot, not much, but he does get a lot more muscular. And the fight gets up more and more and more intense, and just, it is a big body fight. Explosions everywhere. Devastation to the ground and stuff. And he's fighting, he's throwing in. All For One's like, okay, I see you might be a little more stronger than I originally anticipated, but no matter. He charges up like this big body whammy move, and he's like, with this move, I'll end it all. Deku takes like a really cool, like Bruce Lee-esque stance. Focuses One For all throughout his body. Gets his legs ready, because he likes to use his legs, prefer than just using his fists like a dummy. And so he takes a good stance, and he's like, you took the words right out of my mouth. I was waiting for a chance to try out my full power. And so, listen, stage 1, cancel out quirk. Stage 2, cancels out the quirk and movement. Stage 3, increases the radius. Stage 4, cancels out multiple quirks. So he takes his stance. He says new technique. Stage 4, cancellation. But the thing with this stage 4 is it has a small radius, right? So he jumps up, and in like an instant, he's heading towards All For One, right? Basically, kind of like his shoot style. So he's like spinning, and he's building up dummy amount of momentum, right, as he's toward. And All For One's just like, goodbye, you insect. Die with your sensei or master or whatever you want to say, right? He said, once again, you're taking the words right out of my mouth. Die. He said, but he didn't say die. He was saying some more heroic, like, I will not die because justice can't die. So, see this, eat this. And he's All For One. So he'll probably say like United Smash, but not like United as United States Smash, but like together, or unison smash, right? And in this moment, he's like thinking about all the stuff he's went through, all the stuff he's been through, all the training he had to do, and he's like, it's for this moment and this moment alone. And he just goes in for the big body kick. He goes in for the move, but the thing is, his quirk stopped working. He can't move his body, and he realizes he's lost. Deku goes in for the kick, and it sends a thunderous kick down to the ground. Boom. He said, oh, I'm not done yet. And as he's like, he got bounced right back up, right? Because the pressure of the kick was so hard. And then it's a fury of punches, furies of kicks, furies of elbows, everything. Everything's happening so fast. And then in an instant, Deku stands up on the ground. Shirt's ripped, blood everywhere. And instead of putting his right hand up, I think it was always the right hand, he puts up his left hand. And everyone was just like stunned. All the people that were there. And then as the sun slowly came up, you could see on his back, it says the new symbol of peace. And he just stands there. And after that, everyone's baffled. Everyone's confuzzled. They're like, what's going on? And then all the shockwaves that were hitting and going out, I'll just say that disrupts the cameras.
All for One gets captured. Not Todoroki, the League of Villains, they pretty much was able to get away in the beginning of the fight. And so now with that being in its head, Deku was injured during the fight. I was gonna try to make it some, let's see here. I was gonna make it like some new fancy moves or something. No, not fancy. But I was gonna make it where Deku seems like he was dead, then he comes out and he plays for like the entrance exam. But I mean, I could cheat and try to make another video of just talking about the entrance exam for them to get their actual license. But I mean, I'm pretty much done. Like I'm looking at my script right now, and I'm pretty much at the end point. So this will be the final part for this until season 4 comes out. So let's go ahead and get to it. So after that, Deku heals up. He's pretty much given a hero. I'm gonna say they give him this demands. They go ahead and give him his hero license right off the bat because he took out one of the most notorious villains. But he still wants to partake in the hero course or the hero license or whatever, just to be there for his team. And the thing with this is everyone passes, and the reason I say everyone is because Bakugo and Todoroki, instead of wanting to leave off rip, they want to kind of follow Deku. But he tells Todoroki, go ahead, your quirk's better, at a distance. I mean, not in large groups of your allies. He tells Bakugo and all the people that was with them in canon, y'all can stay with me if y'all want, but if y'all don't, I understand. Bakugo and them was like, Kirishima and the other dude, Denki, they were kind of making fun of Bakugo, like, "Aw, look at her blush," and she was like, "Shut up before I blow all of y'all to smithereens." So look, it's not really dramatic or anything special about how this happens, right? So the start where they're throwing the balls and trying to just get in, that's dummy easy because all Deku does is use stage 5. Stage 5 is like every other stage prior, but his radius is increased dramatically, right? But he also learned how to control it, right? So he's able to like focus it in on only individuals that aren't his intended target, which took a good little time of training. But after he had that fight with One for All, he was able to push past his limits. So he does that or whatever, right? And everyone passes. Todoroki passes sometime later. Then we can get to the rescue arc. And the only reason this is different is because Todoroki did talk to Deku a lot more and she respects him in a different way. Basically wants his D, but respects him in a different way. And so instead of him and them fighting off rip, they talk about it and like they try to work it out. Not him, but her, the tornado girl. They fight about it, but instead of fighting about it right away, they talks and be like, hey, Deku kills everyone and everything. Goodbye. Nah. But let's get into the video.
Intro.
Thank you for tuning into the video. Thank you for coming by.
This is my
I hope
motherfucking
you
intro.
sub, and I hope you enjoy. Let me know if there's anything I can do better.
New technique, DK grenade.
Yo. Yeah. He back with another video on what if Deku was the only guy with a quirk. Up to date. First video of the old videos. We're getting this channel cleaned up. Yes, sir. Alright, but for real, let's retcon some shit. We don't gotta retcon much. All Might, I'm gonna say it's a dude, right? Because I think it'll hold more impact, because when individuals talk about heroes, they'll be like, there's only so many true men out there. It'd be more on the sexist spectrum. We can also talk about Miriam and his homeboy. Those are gonna still be dudes. I'm gonna say Kirishima and Lightning Dude, they're gonna still be they're gonna be dudes too. Right? Because I was thinking about it, right? It would be dummy hit if he was still all about being a man and being manly, while being in a female predominant society. So I think that'll make him a bit stronger too. So he still fuck with Bakugo, and we would get a Bakugo X Kirishima type ship a lot more frequently. So that would be a whole different thing. And I'm gonna say they still gravitate him and Kirishima. They him and Shortenori or whatever the dude with the little lightning lights. I'm gonna say they still gravitate to Bakugo, even though Katsuki's is like a gender neutral name supposedly. But how I'm gonna start this baddie is All Might, like, yeah, he retired, but like Deku was throwing hands, so we might be okay. So like villainy doesn't really spike or go down. I'm gonna say it flatlines as Endeavor. I'm gonna say it's gonna be, I wanna keep him a dude too. And I know I'm doing a lot of retcon, but y'all gotta give me I don't think y'all care. I gotta retcon a lot of stuff. Sorry about that. I gotta retcon a lot of stuff just a little bit, because I feel like it'll fit the story a little bit better. Because if he's a dude and he's abusing a female, that'll add even more emotional strain to it, and I think it'll just make a better imagery for it. But nothing big body happens on this part, because what I'm really doing is I'm making this part just to ask y'all, what do y'all think I should do? Because I'm thinking about, before we get into the actual story, there'll be like a grace period of like a week or two, and we'll do ships, right? Where I talk about them going on a date, how the date was, them having a little romantic moment, right? And this is me putting on layers for any possible ship to go one way. And then when I end it, air quote, I'll have the ships and stuff, you know, different outcomes, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking about doing a style where I'll do a video of what if Deku became a villain, right? And then what if Deku became the villain, in quotations, with One for All. All Might's power, not One for all for one, yeah. So I think that would be like a really dope concept. Or what if Deku was a villain, but he was good ending? And then what if Deku was a villain, bad ending? And I could possibly dual upload those depending on how the people receive it. But enough of that. Let's actually get into the actual story. So they talk about All Might retiring and stuff, what they're gonna do. But Deku kind of, you know, gave them reinsurance. Bakugo doesn't feel guilty nearly as much because she didn't do anything. Deku's doing his training. I'm gonna say around this point, he's pretty proficient at using One for All, like dummy good. And I'm gonna even say manga spoilers inbound. All right, and I'm gonna say he pretty good with that whole, like, he's able to use these other quirks, right? And I will have to rearrange some of the power cell on some of them, but I'm gonna say they do their training, and they are chilling. Like, they're good for a little bit. Meanwhile, we'll pan over to the villains, and I'm gonna keep Overhaul and Sugar Rocky guys. Nah, we can have it to where we can have it where Sugar Rocky is a female. Yeah, we can do that. And we can keep Overhaul. We'll make Overhaul a female too. Okay. So I gotta ask y'all. No, actually, I know how I'm gonna do this. So they doing their discussion, and they kill home girl. It was a guy, but it was a transgender guy. But the genders are reversed, so it's a transgender boy. That homie that died is dead. Okay. Cool. Then I don't remember what happened. So Deku doesn't need to go to Night Eye and seek his approval because he's already a good hero, right? And since him and Magneto already sparred, and since they're already familiar with each other, that whole going to Night Eye and doing that doesn't happen. The debut of Red Riot happens pretty similar, but I'm gonna say it's a lot more aggressive and a lot more primal because he's like unbreaking, like he increases his stuff and he does what he needs to do. His homeboy though loses his quirk, and Mr. Fat Gum is gonna be Mrs. Fat Gum, and she does loses her I mean, she doesn't do anything. She comes through and helps, and I'm gonna say she's pretty much the same, just female. So yeah, nothing much changes. Now the real problem I'm having is, honestly, I think Deku would see Ares, like we're kind of skipping a couple episodes, because I don't think this story would continue on, because if I'm being really realistic, I think Deku would have stopped Overhaul right then and there, because he's like, hey, look, dog, I've played with a lot of little girls.
What?
Not in that way. But I don't know about this little girl. The way she like ran to me like, oh God, please help me, sir. I don't know. So when she tried to run away, he just
Good night.
and then says, yeah, cancellation. No, but he don't say. He say, hey, yo, home G, step back for a second. Let your homie do something real quick. He walk up like, what you want to do? Homeboy hit him with the home girl, since it's not a nigga. Say, yeah. And Deku was just kind of like,
Baby girl, did you really think, okay, I got something for you. Detroit. Smash.
and she was like, huh? And he was like, yeah. All might show me this one. Detroit smash. And boom. So the only way I see this series gonna play out, because I'm gonna start at the 10-minute mark. So I'm just bringing her back because y'all might be like, hey, this could happen or this can happen. You know, you feel me? So Deku folds Overhaul, and this isn't like concrete, right? Because I'm just thinking this is how I see it ended. Deku defeats Overhaul and then grabs Ares, and like they arrest this dude, and Ares tells them, hey, this happened and I was located here, and they go to the place, him and Miriam, and they just start folding people like on some.
No.
And all you hear is just screams.
Why is he naked? No.
Yeah, that. If I add
Why is there a sign, man?
Like that.
Find some noise. Wait. Why can I not use my?
Oh God, no. Like, hold up. I gotta think of some content because I don't want to. I want to put the in ad. So I think they get folded. I think Miriam and Deku would probably go on like a killing spree, because Deku would just go like, full Callan, Ultra Instinct, not really, and just like go ham at it and just start forward, just fold them. Miriam will come in and help. They would pretty much take out any father people, and they would also like mess up a good chunk of people, and that would be like the overall art. I'm gonna look at it later when I get home to see if I need to add anything or make another part. But besides that, that's pretty much it. Like, I don't see it going any further. The only way I can make it go further is if I add some fan fiction to it, or if I make the side quest, the little ships, because I never did continue the dates that I set